This is a sacred place. And this is the home of, at least this day that we celebrate, the best of the best. The world's greatest big wave riders are here. And for me to be here amongst them, amongst everyone, is an absolute privilege. It's an honor. And I'm like really nervous. But I want to tell just a tiny thing and thank the surfers for what they do, the infinite amount of children that they inspire to be the best, to be the greatest. And that road, there's a road they pave that helps them understand that there is a road for them, especially in a world that so much of its media is telling them that the future is not good enough. That's not true. And I do want to thank, and I don't know where they are, but a real special thank you to the Aikau family. Myra, right? Lehua. They're the most forgiving, the most caring, and the most wonderful family I know. Even today, Myra was screaming at me on the telephone. She said, "Hokule'a, tell them don't come." I said, "Myra, they're already at Kahuku." She goes, "Well, tell them turn around and go back." I say, "I can't. It's the captain's choice." She goes, "Nah, you can tell them." And that's it. And I can't. You know why? They came here for you. And for Clyde. And for all the rest of the family. Clyde, aloha. They came here for you. And you called me too and tell them no come too. But we can't because they had to be here. There is a serious amount of weather out there that they're timing it. We don't apologize for them to leave today early because they had to get back in the Kaneohe Bay and the shallow channels on time. And Clyde, I think for the brilliance of you allowing the surfers to make the circle with the canoe and then allowing them to go home and be safe. That's the Aikau family that is always, always looking out for the betterment of others above themselves. It's Kahiau. And I have the privilege to give an award to. By the way, I'm not a master navigator, I'm a student. And by the way, I'm a student of his. I'm learning so much from him, much more than he's learning from me. If anything today, just know that I'm honored to be here. And I'm honored to be here for many reasons, but the Kahiau Award is basically defined as a Hawaiian proverb about extraordinary generosity to serve the others without any expectation that you would be served in return. And not only that, it's because it's the people who choose their lives. We will be defined by the things we choose to do. Noland chooses to save lives every day with nothing in return. I got a bunch of phone calls from him on that October 17th day. It was sunset time. No boats are in the water. They're all pulling out. At Sand Island, boat ramp. Everybody's pulling out. Noland gets power work. His instinct says you got to be there. He drives to Buffalo. He drives to Momi. He drives to the boat ramp and sees everybody pulling out. He makes the first phone call and says, "Nainoa, can I borrow the Voyaging Society boat?" I said, "For what?" He goes, "There's a boy lost at sea." I said, "Of course." He told me, "There should be no boy out there in the ocean overnight by themselves. I gotta go." I said, "You go." So he takes the boat out and he spends the night out at sea. And he calls me and asks me about the current outside Diamond Head because the Coast Guard was searching to the west of where they thought they lost the boy. And by the boy's name is Kahiau, same as the award. Extraordinary generosity with nothing in return. He says, I'm going to go east. I'm going to follow the current. If it's only the head in the water, he's going to be in the current. And then I said, okay. And he searched and he searched. He called me about midnight. He's still searching. I called him, make sure he's okay. And 4 o'clock in the morning, he calls me and goes, 3 words, I got him. I got him. Crying on the phone. Because that's the choices that Noland makes. It's sacrificing for others. Completely appropriate and parallel with the Aikau family and Eddie. And I will say that, I just want to say this, Myra and Clyde. All of you are heroes. But the hero that I respect the most, all of you, is your father. Because you are him and he is you. That kindness of forgiveness, that kindness of making sure that Eddie's name is always spoken with pride and dignity. That kindness to not allow people to get violent at the time. And it was rough down here at the funeral service. It was rough. And your father was the one who navigated peace, who navigated kindness, who navigated us all being better than ourselves, no matter how angry we might be. And after the 1980 voyage, he broke through the customs agents when we came home and gave me a bottle, you know, the Malolo bottle, 1 gallon, full of Hokule'a. And I never dared try to drink that because I would probably die. But and then he just gave it to me and walked away. But someone called me, I don't know who it was, and just said to tell me from Pops, Nainoa, stop worrying. Eddie's okay. Eddie's good. He's fine. He's home. Noland, I got him, brings him in to the shore. And to give you some insight about, he's not afraid of the ocean, he's afraid of the microphone. So the next day, he's an international hero. CNN, the kind, what it was, Good Morning America, and who knows what, was calling him up. So he calls me back up, all stressed and going, and near tears, he goes, I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk to them. I don't know who they are. I said, my opinion was, my response to Noland, too bad. Because your act of what you did of kindness is bigger than you. You're talking to a country that's fractured, that's broken. You're talking to a country that looks at the world that it's all going to be bad. That every story in the media drives us. I don't know how much it feels like to be a child today, to get pounded into the ground, but all the negativism about our future. Your story is about extraordinary sacrifice, extraordinary seamanship and talent, and it's a story that the media needed to tell the world. Because it's like the vaccine to the depression we get on all those stories. And so it's not about you, Noland. You don't have a choice. Then he goes, well, I don't know how to do this. What do I say? And I said, you know what you say? Just be who you are. You're a Keaulana. And that is a source of pride. And for the voyaging side, Myra, Clyde, I couldn't turn him around. The other reason why they wanted to come was to honor him. Noland, for the record, I've been watching him for 2 years, ascend the fastest. He is captain of Hokule'a already, deep sea. He's captain of Hōkūle'a already. He's captain of every one of our escort boats. And he's become teacher to all the young ones. He's ascended to captainship faster than anybody else has on Hokule'a ever. And that's talent, that's intelligence, that's skill, but he's a Keaulana. It's his genealogy. He comes from a powerful, powerful family from the ocean. He is the ocean. A very, very unique kind of individual that makes decisions. It's all about decision, not on just the intellect, but on making decisions based on instinct, that's educated, based on genealogy that's with you all the time. He's rare, and he's exactly what the next 50 years needs, the kind of leadership. We are, and so don't call me master of anything. I'm not. Nolan's a teacher of mine, and it's extraordinary. And Myra and Clyde and Linda, I just gonna add on to, I have a gift from the crew that they wanted me to give Nolan. Out of the love and the respect of him raising the bar of leadership at voyaging, because Nolan essentially navigates by one thing, his values. His values and his fundamental belief that I am going to go to sea to save anybody. Does that remind you of anybody else? Because he doesn't want to leave anybody on the ocean by themselves. So I have a gift from the crew, Nolan, that I'd like to give to you. I have the award, the Kahiau Award, to give to you on behalf of the leadership of Aikau. This is a fish hook called Kamakau Nui o Maui. It represents our great ancestor, Maui, that's known to the biggest country in the world, from Rapa Nui to Aotearoa to Hawaii to Taputapuatea, anywhere. Kamakau Nui o Maui was the great fish hook that Maui and his brothers would pull land out of the sea. That's known throughout the largest nation on earth, Polynesia. This has been carved by a friend by using from the red abalone. That's a rare kind of abalone that has shine on both sides. Maui puts the hook in the ocean and he pulls the land up from the ocean. And what he brings up to the land, he brings what we have that we need, is life. And so essentially this fish hook really represents the greatest island that I know of. It's called the Earth. It's the only one we have. It's about life in essence itself, and it must be protected. Moana Nui Akea is to protect it. And Nolan will captain that voyage. This is from the crew of Hokule'a.
The neck might be too big.
Probably not going to fit it on your neck, so you can put it on your ankle or something. But I'm going to try.
Ciao.
Okay, you gotta. Mahalo for your time.
Nainoa Thompson.